Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm Mike Tirado. I'm here with Nevin Shapiro. And listen, you guys keep asking for these former players. Oh, we just brought you the best one on the offensive line ever in the University of Miami.
By the way, ever.
Ever.
Okay, I'm 100%. A Steeler fan. And Leon Searcy was that guy. Was.
Yeah. Before we get started, before I introduce him, click this subscribe button real quick before we get into this show. We are sponsored by Runner Runner, the app that you can download in the Google Play Store and the App Store. Go ahead and click that now. Go ahead and download it. But we got the guest for you guys today. The 2001 Outland Trophy winner, the guy who never gave up a sack in college football, and the 7th overall pick for the Minnesota Vikings. Everybody, let's welcome Bryant McKinnie.
Yeah. The crowd goes wild.
The smoke's coming.
I don't even want, the body's not even cold, man. Listen, will we fuck up LSU 2019 or what, man? Man, enough of this fucking bullshit already, man. Enough with the talk. Yo, this dude take on half your fucking line by himself. Enough, man. All right, go ahead, Mike. Do your thing, man. We're
going to get
You know I can't control this shit.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So, like we start every show, he's already starting in, but let's get into the action. So, Brian, before we get into all that craziness, you were born in Woodbury, New Jersey. You went to high school in Woodbury, New Jersey. For the viewers that are just tuning in, can you explain the process and how a kid from Jersey finds his way to the University of Miami?
I felt like the University of Miami found me. Small town in South Jersey, about 15 minutes outside of Philly. I didn't play football until high school. I played my freshman year, and then I played my junior and senior year. And I was in the band my sophomore year.
I love it, man.
Hence the band scholarship. Allegedly that we were short on sanctions at that time leading in.
And then I got discovered after like National Signing Day by a guy named Frank Verducci. At the time, he was at Iowa, University of Iowa. And somebody mysteriously mailed in like a video, a VHS back then, of the running back behind me named Lamar Sturdivant, who was really good. They mailed it into Iowa about him, and they was like, well, who is this guy? And they seen me. And when he came to visit Lamar, he asked to see me as well. And then he was like, hey, we're not, we're out of scholarships, but we can send you to a junior college, which is 2.5 hours away, Scranton, Pennsylvania, called Lackawanna Junior College. And I played defensive end in high school. He said, we're going to get you to learn how to play offensive line. And I agree. I'm going to just further my education. I'm going to see what this is about. Because nobody from my area was like going to the league, so there wasn't like something South Florida's like a factory here, but Jersey wasn't somebody from a small high school going to the league. Like there's somebody like might have went in the 80s. So I went and I learned how to play offensive line there, and I was going against somebody who was a JUCO All-American. So it was his second year. He was a JUCO All-American. I'm learning the position. I'm still trying to fill out and gain weight. And by the end of that season, I became a JUCO All-American. And then Hayden Fry was the head coach at Iowa. He retired after my first season. Mm-hmm. And then now, because I had signed a letter of intent, so I couldn't talk to nobody could talk to me. But when he retired, now people could talk to me because my whole letter of intent was gone. So going into my second year, I became like a JUCO All-American, played throughout the season, and all of a sudden like Miami, like a whole bunch of schools were always writing me and everything my second year there. And then one day Art Kehoe came up. I just heard the chatter around the school like, oh, there's a guy from the University of Miami. Like, just hear players talking, not knowing who he's here for. And then they called me out of class and called me to the office to meet Art Kehoe. A whole lot of energy.
Oh, man. Legend, man.
He is a legend, man.
No, he is definitely a legend. He's
man.
Funny, so it already took to his personality, like a lot of energy. I'm like, is this guy for real? But like a lot of energy and exciting and actually fun to be around. So kind of like took my visits here. I took a couple visits. Here I had kind of got like under the weather like my second day because came from where it's cold. Came here like in November or something. It was like cold here. It was hot here. It was cold where I was at. And then they keep you out till like 5 in the morning. You had to wake up the next morning at 9. So I barely got any sleep. You know what I'm saying? So now you like fine.
Yeah, welcome to Miami, man.
So I was kind of just like, I wasn't feeling the best on my trip here. So it became between here and Arkansas. And Arkansas, because my offensive coordinator, he went there. So he was pushing me to go to Arkansas. But then my mom and dad and my head coach was like, are you crazy? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then my mom started reading like all the names of the people who went to University of Miami. And I was like, they all went there? Like, because I'm from up north. So mainly I see it like Rutgers, Ohio State, Penn State. I know of the players when they got in the league, like Jerome Brown, because I'm Philly was my team like growing up, so I knew of him. I knew like Michael Irvin. I knew of those players, Warren Sapp. I knew of them, but I didn't realize they all went to University of Miami. So then when they started saying that, then she started saying the graduation rate, different things. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I can see myself being there. And then like around that time, Will Smith, everything was a sign. Will Smith's song "Welcome to Miami" came out. I was like, oh, it must be destined for me to go here.
It
like
was.
a lot of stuff just going on the line into Miami. And then I just decided to come here.
It's awesome.
You're an all-time great here, man. All-time great, bro.
Unbelievable.
Like, honestly, this guy was so fucking excited.
Yeah, man. Just I think the best left tackle
His
ever.
dad's a Metro Dade cop. And he just got like, you know, he's like so excited, man. All these old guys. He goes, man, the dude I need to meet is Bryant McKinnie. Right? Yeah. First dude. Man, he's like, man, I don't even want to hear about the other offensive players. Man, he goes, man, Mount McKinney. Yeah.
So you get to the University of Miami in '99 under Butch Davis. By this time, the program is starting to track a little bit in the right direction. 2 years later, inevitably be the title, which we'll get into. But from your perspective, what do you think made Butch Davis so successful, even in those early times when he had those limited scholarships? Like, what do you think made him successful at Miami?
I think he was creative, and I think he had a great coaching staff. One thing with him is his coaching staff was able to develop players, which I feel like we're lacking now. Because I see a lot of guys that are here, and they go into the league, and then somebody's developing them, and they become great players in the league. But the coaches that he had here knew how to develop their talent, because everybody weren't 5-star guys. You know what I'm saying? But they developed them to become these All-Americans and these top players. So it was the coaches that he had around him that were
raising their levels, man.
Raising their levels, and they were great at developing the players and making the players play at a higher level and just be better.
That is
they created a great atmosphere too, very competitive.
I am so glad you asked that question, because for all these haters out there that I get these days, like, the love is shifting back towards me, but you still got your he don't know shit, this and that, and I'm always ragging on Mario. Nah, this is what I mean. Like, you see guys go next level, and they're like, how'd that guy blow up? He was undrafted, right? Like, and I'll use one, even though this was pre-Mario's situation, Sam Shields back when. What? Undrafted. Next thing you know, he's the highest paid nickelback in football. That's lack of development.
And even as of late, Cam Kitchens.
You can go, there's a number of
Cam
examples, and I'm not trying to like just dog fuck Mario. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's about, Brian says, you got to have those coaches. You're responsible for who you have coaching under you. Right? So it may not be you, but you're responsible for those guys you brought in. So Lance Guidry, he was horrible last year, right? They fired him, this and that. That's on Mario's watch. You're responsible for who you bring in. Great answer.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Brian, we just had McGahee on. We had Brett Romberg on. And this 2019 LSU 2001 debate
Don't stand a
keeps
chance.
coming. So you won that. You won the Outland Trophy in 01, best offensive lineman in football. You never gave up a sack. You were obviously critical in keeping Ken Dorsey protected. Can you tell everybody who's the best college football team ever?
I mean, us, but if you look at every aspect of it, like that season, we only gave up 1 sack in general as offensive line. You look at the running back, you look at the backup, you look at our goal, when, like me and Ed Reed, because he was on defense, I'm on offense. Our goal was, okay, by the fourth quarter, 2 should be in. We should be talking about what we're doing tonight, because we should have a 21-point lead or better and give the 2s the chance to get up there, get on the field, and get some time. So they're
get some reps.
Yeah, they have some reps under them in live action. So that was all. If you look at all our games, probably except 2, we beat everybody by 21 points or better. Go look this up. I'm pretty sure it's only 2 games where it wasn't by 22.
BC and Virginia Tech
Right.
with a two. And people think that, like, those are just look-aheads. Like, man, you got to understand, rivalry games are rivalry games.
I got injured in the Boston College game. I got injured like in before the half. I had torn my meniscus. That was like our last game, I believe, of the season.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I got injured in that game, and I came out. So they had to shift the line. So things got a little different in that game. Vernon Carey came in. I think Joaquin came over the left tackle. So people had never had reps next to each other. So things got kind of shifted a little bit in that game for our offensive line. So it could have played a little part too, and why the game was so close. But other than that, yeah, everybody else was about 21 points or better.
And then if you look at the neck, like, Go ahead, Mike.
Because we get a lot of the comments that are like, LSU would blast them by 50.
Nah, our mindset was totally different. We were more of a physical team.
Right,
like
man.
we were very competitive with each other. So now we're going to take it out on you. That's crazy. No,
Think about it, man. People think because that LSU had that wide, and listen, let's give Joe Burrow his props, man. Dude, this maybe the best.
But you got Ed Reed back there who can study when you're going to like release the ball and all that.
Right.
Ed's going to get a pick or two. Like
let's look at this. What did people think like we had 8 of our 10 guys. The only 2 I think that didn't go, actually Matt Walters went too. I think Korn, because he was hurt, he hurt his knee. Like 8 of 10 of our D linemen went to the league.
Yeah.
The whole rotation went to the league. Anyone that was on the roster as a D lineman went to the league. You think Joe Burrow's just going to have coffee?
Yeah, then you got Vilman, DJ Williams back there, and Chris Campbell. Like you had a lot of people back there.
Come on, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
That defense is
Buchanan.
Buchanan.
And we would have been running the ball down that shit, net. We would have been punishing it. They wouldn't even been getting on the field. We'd be just running, choking them out.
Yeah.
Slow grind.
Play action pass, because then you have
Andre Johnson.
Oh,
of course.
come on.
It would
What are we talking about?
Everyone, Shockey out there, like a tight end.
Kellen Winslow carrying a towel. What? Man, come on. Man.
Unbelievable.
Like, what are we even talking
We were a physical
about?
team.
We talk a lot too that I want to get your perspective on this. Not even on my sheet here. A lot of people say this 2000 team might give a run to the 2001 team.
I used to think that too.
Santana and Reggie.
I definitely thought that. I definitely thought that the 2000 team.
Dan Morgan on the other side.
Actually was equally good or, very close.
Yeah.
I think the supporting cast got better the second year, but I do think that 2000 team, if we would have been in position and played against Oklahoma and not Florida State, I definitely think we would have won.
Yeah, we would have rocked them to sleep. At home, no less?
Yeah. And then it was at home,
What?
too. So, we would have definitely...
Man, we got real... Honestly, let's be real. He was gone already, but, man, we got jacked out of a three-peat.
Yeah, we did.
We got jacked
I was
out
at that game. I came back, and I remember, like, the fireworks going off. We're running on the field, and it's like, wait a minute. And it's like... And I know how, as a player, mentally, that can be is... You let your guard down, you think it's over. Like, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, you're now telling me after fireworks went off and people ran the field, everybody get back off the field, and now we have to do one more play. And it's like, wait, I didn't just let everything go, and I'm just like in relax mode now, and to run a play that, that y'all said.
And you know what's crazy? After the fireworks went off, I got taken out. Yeah, they threw because I threw a bottle at Terry Porter's head. So I didn't even see the overtime. The referee, I didn't even see the overtime. I watched the fireworks at the end of the game. I saw him go up in red, and I said, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, that was
man. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't there like a whole bunch of stuff behind that? Wasn't a ref from like Ohio or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of stuff behind that too.
He graduated from Ohio State.
Why would you even have somebody like that?
They shouldn't. It should have been something you filter. You have to filter your rep.
Comments we get, they're still crying 20-something years later. Yeah, you would be too, man. You know what happened to us.
100%.
You know what happened.
So, Brian, anytime we do have a University of Miami player on our show, there is one particular question that I always ask them, and it's, why do you believe that Miami has been mediocre over the last 20 years?
It goes back to the development of players. I see a lot of players who I just feel like have gotten better development once they left. They were good players, decent players like Russo, even the defensive end from the
Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips, like all those guys were pretty good here, but they've excelled and become like great players when they got to the next level. And I just feel like we didn't have those coaches that understood the culture here, especially when that one came from like Penn State. I forget his name.
Al Golden.
When he came, it was just like
what are you doing?
What are you doing? You're just changing the whole dynamic. You don't even understand. The culture here is totally different.
Wearing a tie on the sideline.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's not even Miami. Like, Miami's like a tough, we don't care who you are type of attitude. Either you're going to hate us or love us. Like, he was trying to change the whole dynamic, not have names on the back of jerseys at practice. Like, just
don't change who you are, stuff, man. Right? Yeah, don't change who you are.
When he came, I felt like it was weird when he came. And then they started getting rid of, like, former players on the sideline, which was a big thing for us. Like, me as a player, if I'm having like Warren Sapp and Irvin and Vinny Testaverde and all them, I don't want to like a scrub in front of them, so I'm out here playing a little hard. My level's going to raise up because I don't like a scrub in front of them. They're on the sideline coaching up Santana and like, just giving advice or whatever, telling them to work hard or whatever. So it's like, getting rid of that was crazy. Just different elements that really made Miami, each coach was coming in and taking things away that wasn't Miami-esque anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about where the program is today, right? So Mario is off, and you're an offensive lineman, so he has definitively upgraded this talent. I don't think anyone will argue that, right? And even more so, and I said this to Mike the other day, not only are they, even though they're not getting every kid, because now with this NIL world, and we'll talk about that, you're not going to get every kid, but the fact that they're almost in on every kid, that doesn't mean they're going to get them, but they're like a Final Five on everybody. What are your thoughts about where we are right now, talent-wise? Are we ready to be in a playoff and be considered a national champion caliber team? What's your take?
I always said, like, when he came, I said you got to give him like at least 3 seasons. What's this? His 4th season?
This is going into his 4th year.
So, like, last year was probably the better season. Actually, we had the addition of Cam Ward that helped out tremendously. Need to work on the defensive side because it was like you score 50 points and they scoring
51.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, but I see some changes have been made on the defensive side. Hopefully for the good. Because I can't tell when we're going against ourselves in scrimmages. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we're all going to find out at the same time.
It's each other. They know each other, how each other plays at this point. So I can't really tell who's good, who's having a good camp.
Yeah, game time will know.
Right. I just feel like these coaches have to just do a better job. I'm glad Damian Lewis is down there because I feel like I think you need people that are a part of the culture to be there to kind of relay and help these kids understand the mindset that we have. So having somebody like D-Lou, I'm glad he's there. Mike Rump, to me, I don't know what his role is.
He's recruiting director, like a recruiting guy now. Yeah, he's not like coaching.
I feel like some of them, I feel like D-Lou can be his personality. Some of them, I feel like they kind of hold back their personality a little bit as coaches. I feel like probably getting some more guys around and like they like you had Coach Kehoe and Solinger and all them who had been there for years, so they shared the culture, the history with us. So we knew, so we looked up to those guys before us, the ones who came off with the fatigues and all those type of things, and we emulated that. You had Al Blaze there, who had 2 brothers that played on
in the lineage,
prior.
man.
So it was already installed in us, even through him, through the coach, through everybody. So it was we were always reminded of the swag, the attitude, like how a Hurricane moves. So we never forgot that.
Great.
All these coaches came, they tried to wipe out all that and that image and everything, and it really kind of made people just happy at one point just to be at the University of Miami, but you're really not a player.
Right. And what I've heard from a lot of the players, too, former players, is that these coaches that didn't have the Miami swag didn't allow the former players to even come around sometimes.
You didn't feel welcomed or as invited.
Right.
So
and that's a whole part of the culture,
that
too.
was a big part of the culture because now other schools are doing what we were doing.
Right.
They took what we did and started implementing Alabama and all these other schools, and they started doing well. And it's like we was the blueprint. How would y'all take what we did and now we stopped doing it?
It's the whole
like they
NFL
basically
roster.
did like how 50 Cent did Ja Rule. Came in, made Ja Rule stop singing and said, okay, you're not going to do this. Now I'm going to do it. And now I'm the hottest rapper out here. Like, you know what I mean? That's basically what happened with us.
So great, man, to have this guy on, man. Like, do you guys believe now? Like, is it me? You're hearing it, man. This is what it is. This is what it is. It's not me. Like, this is what it is. And how many times have I said, like, look, you got 2 guys. Okay, so we know we got Kevin Beard, receivers coach. All love to him no matter what. But, like, you got a guy like Lamar Thomas, who's a fucking all-time Kane. And you got Reggie Wayne, who should be in the Hall of Fame and will be, right? Why would you not have these guys around?
Right.
Why would you not have these guys as part of your staff? You're not talking about average Joes. You're talking about legendary players at this respective university.
That would help with recruiting.
And the best of all time at that next level.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. How could you not scatter your own? They're here and they're dying to be here.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either. Some people feel like, oh, I owe this person this maybe back in, or favors or friends or whatever. But I mean, the goal is to win. So I'm gonna surround myself with a bunch of winners. Know how to pick a team.
100%. Yeah. So want to get into this NIL situation here. Obviously, they call Nevin the original NIL from 20 years ago and everything. So
he don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, maybe not.
I heard something.
Couple things, I want to ask you a very specific question regarding NIL. When you came to the University of Miami, you redshirted your first year, and you didn't start until your junior year. So there was a period of development that took place. So I want to get your take on these linemen that keep switching colleges, not just linemen, but it's everybody.
I don't really like it.
That's what I'm saying. Do you feel it's hurting their progress, especially like going to the next level?
I just feel like, why do you keep leaving so quick? Because you're like being a brat, and it's like you're not standing there and just being competitive. You're trying to just earn your position. So it's like, oh, I'm not getting enough play time.
I want to give it, right?
You know what I'm saying? But if you looked at that backfield, you had Portis, McGahee, and Frank Gore. They all trying to find out whether they left early or not.
Najee, Jason Gathers.
Yeah,
dude, that line was deep.
You had a lot of people all in one room, and they just stood there and fought it out. Like, you know what I mean? You know, in some situations, you know, Frank kept getting injured, so they gave Clint his chance, and Clint got out of there, and then Willis came, and he got out of there, and then Frank, but they fought it out. It wasn't like, well, I'm about to transfer. We're going to fight it out. And when I first got there, Clint Portis told James Jackson, I'm coming to take your job. Like, that was the attitude that you had.
Facts, man.
It's like, we're not here to just, and even in practice, we came like, my goal is I'm going to take somebody's job. Like, that was my class. That was our whole mindset is, let's see whose job we're going to take. And we're going to make them play. We're going to make you play harder now. Now you're fighting for your life to keep your job. So guess what that's doing? That's making you better. But it's also making me better because I have to play up to a certain level to even try to be able to take your job, be considered to take your job. That happened with me. Robert Hall, I had went from the bottom of the depth chart, and then me and him started rotating. But then they was like, hey, pull me to the side, and they said, hey, it's his 5th year. He's been with us through everything. You know, you take a year of the red shirt and you just learn. You have a whole year under your belt to learn the system, and come back and you know everything, and then you know fight for the position then. And you know it was a little like pushback because I was like, I don't know. I feel like I worked hard and I won it, but I listened and you know I went along with it and just was patient and ended up working out.
So good. Here's an NIL question. So. Hypothetical. So Jackson Cantwell, offensive lineman, 6'7", 3, whatever. Got all the makings. They just paid him $3 million. What's your number?
That's crazy.
What's your number?
I don't know what mine would be coming from a JUCO. What my number would be.
Well, let me give you a number. 6'8", 330.
I think my evaluation would go up after my first year. Like, you know, after I played the first year. And then
that junior year and going into your senior year.
Yeah, going into my senior year. Then it's like, okay, what we going to do? So I want I want all these insurance companies. That's who I would target because now I'm the protector, right?
That's right.
Insurance. So I'm the quarterback's insurance.
That's right.
I would go after those type of companies and like have me advertise for y'all. The insurance company, like, you know what I mean?
That's smart.
It is smart. The insurance company needs to go after these offensive linemen. Offensive linemen need love too.
That's right, man.
I mean, you're the blind side.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a critical part in that 2001 run.
And to make sure Ken Dorsey don't get in a wreck.
That's what I'm saying.
I stop everything.
Yeah.
I'll show you how deep I go. First sack we gave up that year, blown assignment, Temple, backdoor for the sack. First, we hadn't given up a sack all season.
Yeah. And
someone blew an assignment, turn around, dude, safety blitz off the back end. I don't know if you knew that, but I did.
But then there was that game too against Syracuse. Everyone was like, "Oh, Dwight Freeney's gonna, handle
that week
McKinney and you."
That week
you handled Dwight Freeney, man.
I ain't have no choice. All the stuff they put me through. It had he did like a photo shoot, I guess, for a magazine. He had like a sack that you could see through it, like a sack, like your Santa Claus, but you could see through the sack, and it had like all the helmets of the teams that he got sacks on and things like that. And then it was like maybe he was standing on the University of Miami helmet, something like it was gonna be next. They had that plastered up all week, and then you had like Clinton Portis, like, you scared? Like every time I'm in a huddle, like it's like I was just so like locked in and just so focused, like just
you don't want to hear nothing more.
Get me past this game and make sure I just lock this down. I sat with Mario Cristobal and we watched film of like, where is he doing? What is the offensive line? What is the mistake the offensive lineman is doing? Like really like studied this man to see like who's making the mistake or what's going on? How is he? And I seen the turn move and he would grip your pant and pull himself through and things like that. I was like, okay, when he spins, keep him away from my body. It's just different things I had just, I can say it now because he ain't playing no more. But like different things like now that.
Who's the toughest player, and maybe it was him, but toughest player you went against in your college career?
Mentally, him.
Mentally,
because I had to really mentally prepare for him and really like zone in. Him and Jamal Reynolds from Florida State, because he was my first really big matchup.
Yeah, he was tough.
So the three that I always would say was Jamal Reynolds was first one, then Alex Brown was another big one that
long arm.
Everybody kind of like hyped up a lot too, and then you had Dwight Freeney was like kind of the last one. Those three were like the big three.
The prime, yeah. Okay.
What about on that 01 team? like, or 2000, 2001, your own, like, that you had to block in practice?
You know who was really good was McDougal's, but he played on the other side. But
Yeah.
When I had to go against Dwight Freeney or somebody good, I would ask him to come over and line up against me.
That's cool.
And for a few snaps, just
Dude, he was good, man.
He had a really good get off and things like that. So I would ask him to come over and line up against me.
Yeah, great.
So I want to get into this for just a quick second. So you get drafted 7th overall to the Vikings. You played there for 8 seasons, I believe, 9 seasons. And then you go to the Baltimore Ravens, and you get to play with your old teammate, Ed Reed.
Right.
You get to play with Ray Lewis. Then you go to win the 2012 Super Bowl, even though they played on defense. Can you speak a little bit about playing with those guys and their leadership in that team?
I always tell Ed that me and him are the only two who won a national championship and the Super Bowl together.
Didn't know that.
Really cool.
Yeah. And then with Ray Lewis is the person who really like fought for me to come there. So when I didn't agree to restructure my deal with Minnesota, and they were like, we're going to have to release you. I was like, release me. Because I feel like it's my opportunity to go somewhere and start fresh. I was there for 9 years. And then I feel like 2 years prior, we had went to the NFC Championship, which is the furthest I ever made it in my career with Brett Favre. But we had lost, after 5 turnovers, we lost by a field goal. We had gave up
To New
5
Orleans?
turnovers. Yeah, in New Orleans. Yeah, to New Orleans and New Orleans. And they went on and won the Super Bowl. So from there, I was kind of like, I don't see this coming back again. Like, it took me that long just to get to that far. But I just wanted to try somewhere. So while I was, like, looking at other teams, like, I feel like the Colts always made their run, like, just different teams. Ray Lewis had Tavares Gooden reach out to me. And he was like, can Ray get your number? I was like, yeah. And then Ray started hitting me up like, oh, you coming here? We got everything set. And I'm like, I ain't heard nothing from my agent. Hasn't heard nothing from y'all. He was like, oh no, it's covered. And then I was like, hold on, y'all just drafted the whole blind side. He got a movie like, I'm not playing right tackle. He's like, don't worry about it. He's gonna move to right. I'm like, are you sure? I said, I don't want to come anywhere. And it's like an issue now that came in. I want to play left, and he's wanting to play left. He's like, no, he's fine. His friend Marshall Yonder's over there, right? He's okay. And I'm like, all right. Then he like calls me back again, like, what's going on? I'm like, my agent hasn't heard anything. I don't know. Like, you harassing me. Like, you need to harass Ozzy. And then Ed called me, was like, bro, we need to like relink this and other. I never played with any other Hurricane the whole time I was in Minnesota. Great. So I was kind of happy to go and link back up with Ed. And I knew Ray was there. And you had like Tommy Streeter, Damian Barry. You had like a bunch of Hurricanes all on one team. Gooden was there for a little bit. He left the same year I got there, though.
Then he ended up playing against them in the Super Bowl for San Fran. Yep.
And that Thanksgiving, we played them on that Thanksgiving Thursday. San Fran, he was there, and we played against them then too.
And then the lights go out in the Super Bowl, crazy.
So we end up getting everything done, and then I come in, and Ray has my locker near his, and he, just talking with him. And then another thing too, what really got me to go there is because Matt Burke, he was my center in Minnesota for the first 7 years of my career. He left before me. He went out there. And I was like, oh, I'm linked back up with Burke. I know the center. So that kind of gave more incentive, too, to have Matt Burke there. And then we got out there the first year. We went 12-4. And we went to the AFC Championship. And we lost. They said Lee Evans dropped the pass in the end zone.
Against the Patriots,
Yeah, it was kind of questionable. And then the kicker, I don't know what he was thinking or wasn't really paying attention. So we went for a field goal. He missed it.
What a crazy ride that Baltimore that run you guys went on, man. Flacco got hot, man. That was like no one saw that coming. You beat Denver out there, like
that was
it.
One. Yeah. Once we beat Denver because they were number 1 seed, and to walk away and beat Denver that Super Bowl run was like, and now we got to face New England again, who we just lost to last year in the AFC Championship. It was like, oh no, I
believe he came back real late in that game too. There was that deep pass down the right side of the sideline that Flacco threw at the end of the game to Jacoby Jones.
A lot of storylines in that Super Bowl too, man. Frank on the other side had a chance to win it.
Randy Moss too.
Yeah.
Randy Moss was on that side too.
Man, crazy. Lot of storylines going on, man.
There was a lot of storylines. And then the 2 head coaches were brothers. So that was a thing too.
I mean,
and here's the main storyline. I'm watching that shit from prison. Lights went out there, not where I was. And I was in Louisiana too at that time.
What did you even think when the lights go out? Like,
you heard something. You heard like something like shorts or like, you heard it. And it started shutting down in like sections. And I was like, what in the world's going on? And all the lights started going out. And then like the mercy lights came on. And then he came over. He was like, the power went out. I'm like, I hope we're not gonna play this tomorrow. Like, I want to get this over with. Like, you know what I mean? And we had a big lead. It was like 28-3 or something like that.
Yeah, they walked.
Jacoby had just came out after halftime. He just came back and ran back the kickoff, and now defense is on the field. So halftime's 30 minutes. Beyonce performed the halftime. We blamed her. Halftime's 30 minutes because of Super Bowl, and then Jacoby ran the ball back. So offense, we haven't been on the field in over an hour.
Right.
You know, defense, they were driving a little bit on defense, but the power went out for another 30 minutes. So it's over an hour of offense not being on the field or doing anything. And within the first like 10 minutes, they ended up telling us like, oh, they have a generator, it's gonna come back on, but it takes time for the lights to warm back up to come back on. So we had to wait like additional 20 minutes for it to power back up and then start the game. But the first 10 minutes, you just sitting there like
strange dynamics in the city of New Orleans, bro. Let me just tell you, strange things go on, bro. I'm just saying.
So it seemed like somebody was trying to cover a spread.
Oh man, I don't know.
About to be a blowout.
Something was up, man. For sure. Something was up.
That's the first thing.
And it ended up being like a 5-point game after that.
Crazy. How did it feel? How would you compare the feeling of winning a national title?
Oh my God, that's literally the next question.
As opposed to winning a Super Bowl.
They felt very similar, like the whole week, because you know how you have media press day and you like do all these things like the top half of the week, like Monday to like Wednesdays, like a whole lot of press and like, so it felt very similar. Like, oh, this feels like I'm in a college bowl game almost. Then you also have that time where you have to lock back down and like really focus in on the game part, and then you even move from your original hotel to another like private hotel. It was very similar to it, but it just felt good because that's the highest level that you can win. Yeah, that you can win a championship in. And that's part of the reason. I mean, that is the reason why a lot of people play, is to get to that point where they are winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
So it was so far removed because that was with February 2013, basically, and then my national championship was in
a while ago. Yeah,
like 2002, like January 2002. So
great journey.
I hadn't felt that feeling in a minute, but
journey.
It felt good. But I had definitely reminders of like certain things we were doing. It was like, I just feel like a bowl game.
This might be tough, but if you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one?
Yeah.
I like the journey for the college only because of what happened to us the year before. We were like
it was stolen,
kind of edged out because of like
a computer.
Right. And Florida State ended up playing, and then we had like a whole message going into the next year, like controlling our own destiny. And the fact that everybody bought into that message, and we were doing all these extra workouts on our own with our coaches and stuff, and we bonding, Ed Reed and Joaquin and Big Vern Autumn, they came home to Jersey with me. Like, we were doing different things to bond. And then looking at that, and I look back at the Super Bowl team, we started doing things like that too, bonding outside of the locker room and hanging out with each other. And I was like, that's a big part of
that camaraderie,
team chemistry and camaraderie.
Yeah,
you really have each other's back because y'all are not only friends in the workplace, but outside the workplace, y'all all are hanging out and getting together and doing stuff. And I realized teams who are close tend to be really good.
It makes a difference, man.
Yeah.
That was a very, very special, I can't speak on the Baltimore, Brian was there, that was his thing. But like that Miami, man, that really defined, man, who we were as a program. Get past all the bullshit with me and all that stuff, man. What made Miami Hurricane a special place is like, it's a Canes thing you wouldn't understand. Like, that shit meant something, and it really did mean something. And like it was us against them, and fuck you and fuck the world, because this is what it is. Everyone, you loved us or you hated us. You didn't straddle the fence. Yeah, they're okay. I love them. I fucking hate them. That's it. You're picking a side. And that Miami team was the program's always been very special, but that team was a really, really unique, came from the gutter, getting fucking Scott Covington getting blasted into the fucking goalpost, 47-0 against Florida State. And then to beat them on that game, where that's when we were back. When Shockey caught that touchdown against Florida, we were officially here. And hopefully we'll see that and feel that under Mario's watch. There'll be one of those games. Hopefully it's in the ACC Championship, and a game that
because the thing is with this team, for some reason, is like you'll feel like they're back, and then it's like you lose to Georgia Tech, and it's like, how?
Right.
You keep, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and Georgia Tech has been a hiccup. I don't think we play them this year, but they've been a hiccup the past 2 years. I'm like,
well, the year before was a fucking no taking the knee.
You know what I'm glad? I'm glad you're bringing that up. Also, Brian, like, I've gotten a lot of the foreign players are like, yo, Nev, man, why are you going so hard at Mario? Because we just expect more, right? We just expect more as former players, fans, whatever it is. And like we had a golden opportunity with really a generational type quarterback like Cam Ward was last year. He had an incredible season, man. He was a great, amazing find for us, and a legendary Kane, even though he played 1 year.
Yeah.
But like to have a 21-0 lead on the road against Syracuse, a team that has a bullshit defense. You got 2 great running backs, Fletcher and Damian Martinez. Just keep stomping. Why you like? And you're an offensive lineman. Why wouldn't you want to keep pounding it down their throat? They just submit. It's hard to look past those type games when it shouldn't even have been a game.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, you know, he just said it. You know what I mean? You can't have hiccups against teams. You should just bulldoze.
Right.
Yeah, you got to find a way to win, regardless. Like, and that separates you, you know. So it's like, it's hard to say when we're back because there'll always be like a little hiccup somewhere like that, and it's like, yeah, we had a great season.
Yeah,
like, we're not back.
But it's always a but.
You know,
the last 20 years, it's been a but.
Hopefully, we have a game like that 2001 or 2000 rather, Florida State game, when we really made our stand. Like, yo, we're back. That's it, because they were like the top of the food chain at that time, and they had owned us for a few years, and that was it. We climbed the hill. We climbed the hill.
Yep. So perfect segue into current landscape of Miami. Obviously, we acquire Carson Beck. We've had former players on, obviously, and they've talked how really solid this offensive line is on this team. Have you had a chance to check them out? Like, what do you think about the line this year?
I think they should be pretty good, as long as they communicate. I would stress the communication amongst the offensive linemen, so everybody's sure of what they're doing. You know, just communicate with each other, hang out with each other too. I feel like it's definitely upgraded since Mario came. The offensive line. The offensive line was definitely a question mark for a little minute. So Manny, is his name Manny?
Manny Diaz?
Yeah, Manny Diaz. The O-line coach?
Oh, Alex Mirabal.
Alex Mirabal.
Mirabal, yeah.
Yeah.
Mirabal, I feel like he has done a really good job with the offensive line, so I like what he's doing. I see some of the technique has changed, though, because I guess some of the guys, make it a little easier for some of the guys on pulling and things like that, but the offensive line has gotten better, and I always say the offensive line is the engine, and the quarterback is the driver, and the wheels is the receivers and the running backs and tight ends, you know what I mean? But can't go nowhere without the engine, so you know what I mean? So you got to get the engine right.
Yeah, man. Listen, he's gotten that line proper as far as talent goes. No question, man. And he's deep. Like, they're deep. They're 2-3 deep, right? And you see he puts a premium on that position, and I've never had a problem with that, never. And yeah. That's where we are, man. I think that's going to be the strength. I think we are a 65-35 run to throw team this year. That's my projection.
And that opens up play action. So like having a good run offensive line that helps out a lot.
So this is my final question for you, and you can ask any other ones, obviously. So like I mentioned earlier, it's been a lot of years since Miami's been back to prominence. We got a little bit of a taste of it last year with Cam Ward, but we fell very short, in my opinion, for what we had. We say it on our show all the time. Mario's done an incredible job recruiting. He just needs to go and win. Do you feel that Mario is the guy to bring us back?
I want to see how we do this season. Cam's not here. Has the defense gotten better? Like, certain things this season to tell me if he is or isn't. I always said, when he first got there, people felt like the very next season things were going to change. He needs at least 3 years to let his guys, who he bring in, be at least juniors. You know what I mean? Because then that's more of his. So now they're seniors. So now everybody that's in there is pretty much his. Mm-hmm. So let's see how they do. They lost 2 last year. 2
games, yeah.
So you can't lose no more than 2 this year.
Would you say this is the telltale season? There's no more excuses. Would you agree?
I feel like at this point, this is all your guys.
All chips are on the front of the table.
Let's see how see how you do. Like
we all. Like, I'm not gonna have to talk. The fan base, we're all gonna find out at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? We're all gonna find out. There's nothing left to say. Resources, talent, his guys, everything. This is it. Show up. Let's go. And I expect it.
And you say ACC championship and playoff.
ACC championship. There's not anything less than an ACC championship and a playoff. Both of them. Unacceptable.
What do you think they'll do if it isn't?
He'll be back for year 5.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, this is it, man. And I'm on it. I'm Team Mario. Let's go. But if not, I'm not saying
I'm
shit.
Team Mario because he helped me out a lot in my career. I want to see him do good. It's just
Just do it.
Just Nike, just do it. But if like whatever area that's like lacking, I don't care if it's your friend or not, fire them. They need to be replaced. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here to be friends with nobody on a bit. This is a business for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my goal is to get them back to the national championship and all that stuff. If I don't feel like you're doing your job, you will be replaced with somebody who I feel like is better and more equipped and be able to pull out the talent of these people. I don't care. This is a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here because we're friends. Like,
Run it like a businessman.
this is a business. Like,
And it is.
rid of, like, if it comes down to it, if he's not doing his job, somebody gonna get tired and get rid of him, and everybody going. So it's like,
See, the problem with that is I think it's a buyout situation. They have a lot of money left on his contract even after this year. And they're not like Texas. I mean, Texas wrote a check for Charlie Strong and told him to fly a kite for $50 million. But they got, like you say, just guys everywhere.
I feel like Mario is really trying to do what his best. His birthday's the day after mine, so I already know his mindset is he's trying to figure it out. But if you need some assistance, sometimes just ask some people. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, man.
You got a lot of resources out here. Don't let your pride get in the way and not use them.
That's the point I always make, man, and that's for the fans, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's guys that really want to be part of this who have played here and have excelled next level, begging to be part of it.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Right, the common goal is everybody wants the program to be successful. So
Special place, man.
Would you ever go and coach at UM if they asked you?
I would be like a technique coach. I don't want to be there every day.
Yeah, special assistant, man.
Assistant. No, yeah.
Not every day.
Yeah.
When it comes to technique and
grind,
film study,
man.
I can help with the film study. I can help with the technique on the field, the practice, stuff like that.
Right.
But to sit there every day with you, no.
No
It
way.
is a lot of work. It's a ton
Right.
of
So
work.
I focus strictly on technique and correcting things.
Anything else, Nev?
No, man, he's an all-time great. All-time great at this program. Best ever offensive lineman, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't even know if I get an argument from a UM fan out there.
Yeah.
And I'm a Steeler fan, so Leon Searcy, I give
Me
him.
and Leon Searcy,
I give Leon Searcy love.
Right.
But I'm also, but
I told you about the phone call. Like, I forget who was it called me, but they were with him. And he said, "So who was the offensive lineman?" And I was like, "Me." He was like, "What?" And he was in the background. He was in the background like, "No." I said, "I would have said you like if they didn't include me too." Like, but I said, now I feel like more people say me. I don't know. Like, you.
But see, that's the competition.
But you were the person who I looked at like, okay, this is what he did, me and Big Vern, because we had to run the 110s, and I feel like he just signed like a contract like $50 million. I was like, we had 110s. I said, he just signed $50 million. Come on, Big Vern. He was like, all right, and that was like part of our motivation to get through like the conditioning test. You know what I'm saying? So we used him as some type of motivation. But I don't know. Afterwards, I feel like people started saying me a little bit more, but he was definitely that go-to person.
That's awesome, man. Before we end the show, I do want to
Him and Casey Jones. Those were the two names that I always.
Casey Jones, another
Casey
great
Jones
one.
and Leon Searcy
Another
were the
great
two
one,
names
man.
that I always, for offensive line, were always the ones, I would hear a lot.
Another great one.
Yep.
Casey Jones, tough.
So before we end the show, I do want to give you your flowers and congratulate you on the Ring of Honor.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
getting inducted this year.
Yeah, October 25th.
Yep, Stanford game, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, the
So we better
Stanford
win.
game. Yeah, they did that on purpose. They made it Stanford. But no, I wanted to give you your flowers, man. You're obviously already inducted in the UM Hall of Fame, but Ring of Honor
And
is a
college.
whole nother.
And college.
Yep.
That's
and
right.
college too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but Ring of Honor is a special
is.
thing for the University of Miami. There's only so many guys on that rafter.
Right.
So it's really cool to see you there, and we
belong
really,
there.
absolutely, we really appreciate you coming on,
Yeah, man.
Brian.
No problem.
It's so awesome.
Great, man.
What a great interview. Guys, if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the heck you're doing, man. Click that subscribe button before we leave, and of course, as always, we'll catch you on the next one.